The follow-up question is, need for what? How many steps do you really need? Well, need for what? When I got my first Fitbit in January 2013, my answer to that question was, one more than Zig. We got our Fitbits from our employer. They offered them free to anybody who wanted one. And I and a bunch of others said, sure, why not? And they also set up a monthly competition. And there would be prizes for the top 3 steppers that month. And right out of the gate, Zig was off to the races. And I wanted to win. My sense of competition was fired up. So how many steps did I really need? One more than Zig. Here's the thing. Zig, he was a maniac that month. He walked 1 million steps. 1 million steps. I didn't beat Zig. I didn't get one more than Zig. I got far fewer than Zig. But if you are thinking about walking for fitness, or maybe you are walking for fitness, and you're wondering, how many steps do I really need? There really isn't one size answer for everyone. By the way, and I do have some answers. I'm not a doctor, not a licensed personal trainer. I'm just a guy who loves walking, loves encouraging and motivating others to do the same. My name is Dave. I've been walking for fitness since 2013. I have a daily podcast, Walking is Fitness. It's 10 minutes every day. A little extra motivation if you're just getting started and you want this fitness habit to stick long term. I invite you to check that out, Walking is Fitness. So, how many steps do you really need? Well, let's talk about health. The CDC recommends that we get between 150 and 300 minutes of moderate level activity every week. If you break that down to every day, it's 22 minutes a day. And moderate level means that this is intentional. This isn't just simply mindlessly walking around, doing your daily chores. This is with intention. I'm going to walk, and I'm going to walk at a moderate level pace, which they define as between 3 and 4 miles an hour. So that's 22 minutes a day at about 3 miles an hour. And on average, most people will get 2,200 steps in that 22 minutes. So you do that every day, 22 minutes of intentional walking, and the CDC says you could lower the risk of an early death by all causes by up to 33%. That's a pretty great benefit. There's other research that points to the number 7,000 steps a day. 7,000 steps a day lowers the risk of an early death for those adults in middle age by up to 50%. I mean, that's incredible. Now, that's total 7,000 steps a day. And again, if most of us are walking on average about 4,000, you need an additional 3,000 steps a day that are intentional. So that would be probably for most people, a 30-minute walk every day. So 7,000 steps a day, and you are lowering your risk of an early death by up to 50%. That's pretty great. 10,000 steps a day, we've heard that number thrown around a lot, and there's some research coming out that indicates 10,000 steps a day does have additional health benefits. The one that really grabbed my attention from research done, I think it was released in 2022, in the fall of 2022. 10,000 steps a day could lower your risk of dementia by 50%. I mean, that's really pretty incredible. But you know what? You don't need to walk a lot of steps to get some benefits. A 10-minute walk can lower your stress and anxiety. For most people, a 10-minute walk is about 1,000 steps. So there's the answer to that. But you don't even need that to get some benefits. There's also research out indicating that if we take a 2-minute walk within about an hour and a half after eating, you can modulate those blood sugar spikes, which has an impact on your health. So even a 2-minute walk after eating. Most people, 2 minutes, it's about 200 steps. So how many steps do you really need? As you can see, there isn't one size answer for everyone. I no longer need one more step than Zig. I have no idea how many steps he's getting or if he's even counting his steps anymore. And for me, the competition aspect of walking, which was significant in those early days, has been replaced by the fun of walking. I love walking. Even if I wasn't counting my steps, even if there was no research saying walk this many steps and you'll get these benefits, I'd still go for a walk. I'd still walk a lot. It's fun fitness. But you know what? For most of us, getting started, it's not fun. And if you've been contemplating, thinking about walking for fitness, and you have a history of starting and not being able to stick with it, my recommendation is that you start slow, start small, and think long. I also invite you to join me every day. Walking is Fitness, a daily 10-minute podcast, and together we can build a fitness habit that sticks. How many steps do you really need? Well, to get started, how about one? Thanks for watching. Again, Walking is Fitness, where you get your favorite podcast. There's also a link in this video description.